Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I am just going to be chit-chatting with you all and giving you updates on what's been going on in my life and why I've been missing in action. Okay, yes, I have a reason. While we are getting caught up, I'm going to be completing this cute fall makeup look for you all. I'm a newbie at this type of video, so yeah, I am all over the place, and plus my thoughts are just jumbled in general. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, girl. Make sure you also turn on the post notifications by hitting the bell at the bottom of the screen so that you're notified every time I post a new video, because I have a whole lot more content coming for you guys. I'm gonna have them in rotation back to back. So yeah, if you are interested in this makeup look and also interested in what's been going on with your girl, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, I have not worn makeup in a very long time, so I have no idea what I'm doing, for starters. And number two, I'm not sure about my foundation shade right now, so I'm going to do a little bit of shade matching. It's not really a tutorial, I'm just talking to you guys while I get ready, okay? So, man, 2020 has come and reared its ugly head, and it brought friends like y'all, this has been such a tough year for me. I just cannot even begin to it's just been so tough. So I have been dealing with a whole lot this year, and I kind of wanted to just update you guys on where I've been. It's looking like this one. That one's too dark right now. That one looks a little too light. Yeah, so it's looking like this minted one here. So that's the one I'm gonna use. So the event that's kind of the basis for this difficult year for me, it circles around the death of my father, and that just happened August 25th. And if you know me personally, you know that my daddy was like my everything, okay? I've always had him in my life. We were just really, really close. So ever since I was old enough, to remember, like, I've had him. And so losing him this year has been a big struggle. And on top of, just losing him, the fact that this year had already been a difficult year for us as far as our relationship was concerned. We were just working through some things prior to his death. And, we've always been super, super close. But this year, we were just working through some challenges that we were having. There were some things that we just disagreed on, and we were in the midst of still trying to figure those things out when he died. And so, the death was unexpected. It's not like he was on his deathbed and, we were preparing or anything like that. It just happened. Like, one day he was here and the next day he wasn't. So that has been all of the issues that I'm having this year is kind of going around that. And so right now I'm just color correcting with an orange corrector these dark spots around my mouth. So yeah, it's been a challenge. Well, let me first say this. This is the very first death that I've dealt with in my family that I was just like super connected to. I've lost grandparents, but with my grandparents, I've never just been around them on a consistent basis and just like talked to them every single day, and the grandparents that I have lost. I just have not. It was a different relationship. So this is the first like death that I've dealt with, as far as somebody being ultra close to me. So I don't know how to deal. I do not I do not know how to deal. Me not even knowing how this whole grieving process works, it's been a struggle. And I've been finding that like I need people, but I've never needed people in this way. So it's been a challenge. It's been a struggle kind of letting people know how you need them, because I've never needed people in this way before. Like, I'm pretty much the type of person that if something is going on, I keep it to myself, I pray about it, and eventually I get through it. But this is not like a kind of fly by night, um, put a band aid on top type of situation. And so it's just like the people that I thought would be there for me haven't necessarily been there for me. And that's not to say that they're bad people or that they, have some sort of ill intent behind not being there. It's just that I've put off this aura that I'm strong. And I am strong. I am strong. And so people probably don't know how to be there for me in the way that I need them. And shoot, I don't even know how to tell people to be there for me. Aside from my husband and my sisters, I kind of feel like I'm going through this alone, and that this is like a time of isolation for me. And I don't know how I feel about that. Nothing is going as planned. And as far as my career is concerned, I had a plan for how I expected it to go. And now basically it's no longer a plan. So I'm kind of dealing with that, like what the next step is for me. And I'm kind of, I'm in a funk. I'm in a funk because of that. And it's like I have to grieve the death of my father. I still have to keep pushing because I have two children. I've been blending this foundation for forever. I have two children looking up at me, and I have to still be okay for them. On top of that, I have a husband that I need to be present for, and I just need to be good for me. And so I feel like I'm all over the place right now. So as far as my career is concerned, I have actually picked up a couple of new things that I am currently working on, and I'm super excited about those things. But in the back of my mind, the fact that I don't have my dad here anymore is still factoring into day-to-day life. Like it still hurts that like I can't call him and say, "Hey, this is what I have going on," and it just sucks. It just sucks. And I'm like, God, what are you up there doing? Like, bro. So one thing about me, I am not a spontaneous person. Like at all. I plan everything down to the T. And so I feel like that's good and bad, because wrenches are definitely thrown into plans. And once a wrench is thrown into my plans, I cannot be so stuck and married to the idea of, what I have planned for my life, that I am completely thrown off track when things don't necessarily go the way that I planned for them to go. So I am working on like literally just taking the back seat to my life. And not necessarily that I'm not showing up for myself, but for me to just let, God do his thing in my life and be okay with whatever that looks like. So, yeah, my career, the pandemic, has my career, I'm not going to say on hold because I've still been working. I just haven't been advertising that I've been working. I've been doing units for people still, coloring bundles and stuff like that. Anything that basically doesn't require me to physically be in the salon, things that I can do in the comfort of my own home. I've been doing those things. Another thing that has been kind of getting to me is just the current climate of the world. Like, this pandemic is no joke. And I am ready for it to be over. Like, I honestly feel like, and I don't know why I feel like this, but I'm just feeling like, oh, if I did not have to deal with the dang on pandemic, that things would be a little bit easier for me right now. Like, it would be easier to deal because I could kind of like use the things that I like to do. I don't want to use that brush. Use the things that I like to do as sort of a scapegoat from all of the problems that I'm dealing with right now. But maybe that's, maybe I'm not supposed to be. That's the issue. The racial tension that's going on, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, with that being said, I have started to see a therapist. The results that I'm receiving from therapy have been really, really beneficial. And it's just put things into perspective. It's not like he's necessarily giving me answers as to how I'm supposed to be, dealing, but just having someone to, that's unbiased to kind of help you sort through all of your emotions, sort through all of your thoughts. That has just been really helpful. One of the things that my therapist kind of helped me realize is that I don't necessarily have things that are just for me. He asked me what my hobbies were, and I was just like, oh, I love to do hair. I love to make women feel good about themselves. I love building confidence in women. I love doing stuff like that. I love makeup. I love all things beauty, basically. And he was just like, that's great. And I really believe that God gave you those gifts and talents, and I believe that that's your passion and your calling. However, I don't believe that necessarily fills up your tank. And I was like, sir, I didn't even know these things about myself. And I'm like, you're right. Everything, basically, he helped me to realize that everything that I do or that I enjoy doing is somehow, in some way, tied to another person. When we went on, he asked again, like, what are your hobbies that are just your hobbies, not having to do with anyone else? And I literally couldn't answer that question. And so now I am working on discovering a new part of myself. I know who I am. I'm very confident in who I am. But at the same time, there's parts of myself that I haven't gotten to, like, I haven't tapped into yet. And that's kind of scary to me. Me being the planner and me, wanting to know what's going on at all times, not being caught off guard by anything. I'm not a roll with the punches type of woman. That's just not me. So the fact that I don't know my current self is kind of like scary. I will say that I'm looking forward to learning, who this Desiree is, because I know myself, as far as who I've been these 29 years. I have to tap into who I'm becoming. And so when I put it that way, it makes me kind of excited to, discover new hobbies, learn new things about myself, and just kind of figure out who this woman is. Losing my dad has shown me how I can be a better friend in a strange way. Like how I can be a better friend, a better, daughter, a better sister, a better wife, a better mom, because it's teaching me how to deal with people that are basically struggling. So, like, I was just inundated with a whole bunch of calls and texts and messages, half of them being nosy. Let's keep it real. The people who were asking, "How can I pray for you?" That to me was just like, "Oh my goodness." But asking me how you can pray for me, that was just like, I don't know why that was just so I don't know why that was just like the thing for me. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, they care. Not that anybody else didn't care. Again, I know that everyone meant well. It was just the way that I was receiving some of the comments and some of the, you know, prayers and all of that stuff was just like, it just made me more sad, basically. I don't have the right concealer that I need, but I don't want to get up and go get another one, the one that I need. So I'm gonna try to work with this. If this look crazy, we're gonna just blame it on my laziness, because I halfway know what I'm doing right now, because it's been so long since I've done a full face of makeup. But anyway, so I'm learning to give myself a whole lot of grace. I can go really, really hard sometimes, and I take on more than the average person does. Because when you're trying to take on a whole lot, it's inevitable that you run into a roadblock. And so I always associate the roadblocks that I hit with failure. Sometimes, y'all, I can run myself, if I'm being completely honest, I can run myself into the ground. Nobody's requiring this of me. I'm just, these are like self-imposed like goals because it's not, some stuff is like not even necessary. What in the world? And what therapy has helped me realize is that it's a response to trauma. I've dealt with a lot of childhood trauma, and so therapy has helped me to realize that a lot of the way I behave is a response to the things that I've been through. So, for instance, had a rough childhood, and y'all have heard me say this before, but we lived in poverty. We were just broke. We were broke. Shoot, 80% of what I do as an adult is trying to prevent that type of lifestyle from, being thrown at me again, or placing my children in that type of lifestyle. Like, I would never want them to have to experience some of the things I went through as a child. So, like, I don't want who I am to just be a response to trauma, basically. Like, some of the ways that I am, I want them to just be. Like, I just want to be me. If that makes sense. Am I making any kind of sense today? I'm trying, y'all. It's hard. Everything that I do, I don't want it to somehow be connected to experiencing trauma. Like, I don't want to be a good mother just because I didn't have the best experiences growing up. Like, I want to, operate as a good mother just because that's who I am, if that makes any sense. I don't even know what eye look I'm going for. Let's do something. It's fall. Let's do something for the fall. When you've been through so much, which all of us have been through so much, it's kind of like, okay, you're dealing with the effects of the things that you've gone through, right? And it's like the stuff that awaits you don't care about the fact that you've already gone through so much, It's kind of just waiting for you, and it's like, hey, I'm here. Make room for me. Matter of fact, you don't have to make room, because I'll make room myself. And so it's just like everything wants a seat at your table. And when it's you dealing with you, you have to deal with you. Like I can't write myself off. I have to get up every morning and go hard, if for nobody else, for myself. I got a purpose here on this earth. Like I have stuff to do, so that is just not an option. I speak against depression. I speak against falling into like a deep rut. I speak against suicide. Yeah, I'm just not at. I just I just love myself and I love my God and I trust him so much that those things, although I'm dealing with a great deal of anxiety right now, those things, that's just not, it's not an option for me. Because even in dealing with stuff, like I know that, sorry, I'm just looking for another shade. Like I know that I have people who love me. I know that I have people who are in my corner. I know that I have people who support me. So it's just like, with all of that, like I have to keep going. I have to keep going and I have to get better. But yeah, I will say too that the whole pandemic has made it extremely difficult to kind of be there for people and, you know, at the same time get what you need from people. Like, because all in all, like we still have to social distance and we still have to, you know, kind of stay in our homes, especially now that it's fall and things here in Arkansas are getting worse. You know, we've had a few record breaking days and it's kind of concerning. So you still have to do your part as far as the pandemic is concerned. Now I'm looking a little unblended and stuff right now, but I'm going to fix that in a minute. Like, I'm not done. Everybody calm down. I am not done, okay? But ma'am, the real question is, like, who do you think you are? Y'all, I have never worn lashes this big before. This is insane. Y'all been wearing lashes this big? Who do I think I am? Y'all, these are a whole lot. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Like in person, they look straight. They look okay. Look like, girl, you doing a lot, but they cute though. But on camera, it just looks like spiders have taken over my face. That was a fail. What I did was just add a slight wing so that it could help me out a little. 2020 has still been a blessing to me. Like things happen because they were supposed to happen for whatever reason, but not because 2020 is just, you know, a trash year. I mean, it is, but I mean, you know, I'm not writing the whole year as a complete fail. I had my baby this year, my second daughter, Sunny. I had Sunny in January, so that was a great start to my year. My husband and I purchased a home this year, our first home together, our first home in general, y'all. Neither one of us have um, owned a home prior to this, nor have our parents owned a home. So yeah, this is our like legit first home. So that's been a huge blessing. My husband and I have gotten extremely close this year. One reason being that we've had to depend on each other in ways that we haven't had to prior to this year. Usually, the woman, like, I got it, I'm good, you know, I can get through things. And even being married to somebody, like, if you're an independent person, it takes some adjustment to just, you know, fully depend on somebody. And so I've had to learn how to do that in my marriage. So that's been like a blessing, seeing us grow emotionally together and grow in Christ as a couple. We've really had to tap into what we've learned together over the course of us over the course of our marriage. And so it's one thing to actually like to be learning something, but it's a whole nother thing to actually have to apply what you've learned to your life. And so we're in application mode. I'm in application mode, and I'm just grateful that I have somebody here that is not only, here with me by default because he is my husband, but also willing to just go through the trenches with me. And everything that happens is happening to us as opposed to just me dealing with things on my own, how it's been. I'm just overall, I'm hopeful more than anything. I was in a rut, I was in a funk, sure enough, and rightfully so. Like, I had to even say to myself, like, why are you acting as if you're supposed to be okay right now? That I cannot just expect that the things that I've gone through will just disappear on their own, or at all for that matter. Like, this stuff is not going anywhere, so I might as well deal with it. Oh, that's what's missing. Y'all, and y'all wasn't gonna tell me nothing. So yeah, guys, I'm just in a place where I'm still grieving, but I'm like at the point to where I'm grieving, but I'm not grieving to where, you know, to my detriment, basically. Okay, we're gonna go dark for my lips. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Monte Carlo. Um, that is what has pretty much been going on with me lately, and I didn't want to just get back on camera and just start making videos and act like nothing has happened, because I feel like in some way this too is a part of my healing journey, a part of my healing process, just not being apologetic about what has gone on in my life and just taking it for what it is. Like, this is where I am right now. It's not perfect. I am progressing though. I am hopeful for the future, and I am looking forward to what God has in store for me. But right now it's just hard. I can't lie about it. It's hard. So I am asking for prayers as I continue to grieve the loss of my father. So yeah, I so appreciate you all for just taking the time to listen to me chit chat, as jumbled as it was, just to listen to where I am right now. And I appreciate your prayers. I thank you so, so much for all of your love and support, and to those who have reached out to me and asking how you all can pray for me, and to those who have sent food and just constantly checking in on me, like showing up to the funeral in the middle of the pandemic. Like, my heart is extremely full, and I'm so, so grateful and appreciative of the people that God has placed in my life. Like, I wouldn't be able to get through this without such a strong support system. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for all the support during this tough time, as well as all the support that I have received on my channel and in my business. And, you know, people don't have to show up for you, but the fact that y'all do each and every time is just really a blessing to me, and I don't take it lightly. So if you have not already, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.